Hello, and good afternoon from MikeySuzeFour channel. My name's Mikey. I'm here with both my kitty cats, Moonpie and Deja Vu, laying on the bed right next to me. And of course, today is the start of the week as we do two more episode reviews of what I consider one of the best British sci fi comedy dramas out there, Red Dwarf. It's right up there with Doctor Who, but me, my preference is Tom Baker, the Fourth Doctor. Yeah, that's my preference. But anyway, yeah, I love Red Dwarf, and ever since a ex-college buddy of mine gave me some tapes on VHS, where I watched every possible episode he taped. It wasn't every single episode, I think, at that time, but it was almost every episode of Red Dwarf. And ever since then, I really had an affliction for it. I really am a aficionado of the series, and I really enjoy it. Currently, we stand at 75 episodes. Now, the way that the background information of gives it is every season is considered a bunch of 6 episodes, and we've gone through 14 seasons already. So technically, that would be 84. Um, if you figure the math, 14 times 6 would be 84. But there were a few times they didn't make as many episodes. So 75 right now, they say, is still the standard. But they have been out there since 1988. So for 37 years, this show has been one of the most premier and prominent British comedies, sci-fi of all time. So it's been there for very, very long time. And it's really wonderful and fun to watch. Today, we have two pretty good episodes, but one that's one of the few that I consider A plus, absolutely. And that one is Back to Reality. That came out during season 5, episode 6. Now, before that, there was one called Demons and Angels. And what happened was there was a science experiment that went wrong. It blew up Red Dwarf, but then it divided it into two different ships. One, of course, being the good side, and the other being the bad side. So that one I gave up a straight up B because I thought it was pretty good. But Back to Reality, really, like, it was this a video game? Was this something they were playing over the last 5 years? Things like that. Oh yeah, A plus all the way for me. So let's go ahead. We've got one person watching, one like. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Okay, so first of all, with Demons and Angels, season 5, episode 5, like I said, an experiment with a machine that can make duplicates of an object goes wrong and Red Dwarf explodes. Where the Red Dwarf crew do find that the machine has made two copies of Red Dwarf, both ships containing their good and evil selves. And then in Back to Reality, which comes next after that, these were filmed on Thursday, March 19th, 1992. And then Back to Reality was filmed March 26th, the following Thursday. And on that one, when investigating an ocean ship, the Esperanto, the crew are attacked by a despair squid and awake to find they are entirely different people who have been playing the game Red Dwarf for the last 4 years. Is this truly their reality? Now, Demons and Angels got a straight 8 out of 10 from 953 people. And that's why I agreed, yes, it should be a B grade for that movie or for that episode. But for Back to Reality, 1.2K, which is over 1,200 people, have rated it very highly, a 9.3 out of 10. So I went the one better. I said it's an A plus. It is one of the best episodes ever made in the history of Red Dwarf. So yeah, I can't wait to get to that one. Alrighty, so let's begin. Since we got the one person watching and left us a like, thank you. And don't forget, yes, if you do like the daily episodes I do here with reviews and so forth, Monday through Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern with Red Dwarf, and then Tuesdays with TOS, Wednesdays with The Greatest American Hero, and we're almost done with that. Starting March 19th, we will begin with Get Smart. That'll be really awesome. And then Thursday, of course, the A-Team. We have 2 more seasons of that left. So that's very cool. Oh, and then I thought of it. So what we'll do is when we're done with A-Team, immediately we'll go to mystery shows. So that's when we'll do the mystery shows this year because you all recommended it and you all asked for it. So we will, when we get to it, we'll definitely do that. That'll be on Thursdays. So, okay, so let's go with Demons and Angels first. And this episode was actually, hold on a sec. This episode was actually directed with a third director, of course, Rob Grant, Doug Naylor, but also Juliet May came into the play and she got to work out with them. So that is very cool. Of course, Grant and Naylor have always been the writers, as far as I know. There's only a few episodes that they might have an extra writer that comes in to help the story along. Of course, you have the regular cast of characters. You know, you've got Chris Berry as Rimmer, Craig Charles as Lister, Danny John Jules as Kat, Hattie Hayridge as Holly, and Robert Llewellyn as Crichton. So you have the 5 major A-listers there. There wasn't anybody else that appeared in this episode that I can tell, but that's cool. All right. Comedy sci-fi, they call it. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So let's take a look at trivia. Okay. All right. And of course, like I said, all the background information is provided very conveniently by IMDb. And of course, as you know, they're not always reliable. They don't always have the full information. But if you ever get a chance to watch these episodes, they are available on Amazon Prime. I know they've been on Tubi. I've seen that. And they're also on the British one, which is their BBC one, streaming services. So yeah, make sure you check that out. Okay, according to Chris Berry, who plays Rimmer, when he came out of his trailer wearing the low Rimmer costume, Danny John Jules, who plays Kat, was on the floor rolling in laughter. A burnt-out wreck of a space bike was present in the sleeping quarters of the Low Red Dwarf. This had actually been found outside the Shepperton Studios where it was filmed. Now, this was the first episode directed by newcomer to the show, Juliet May. Now, this was not a particularly easy episode to start on, as it involved many complications, including a lot of split-screen techniques. After recording this story, May decided that the series was not for her. Writers Rob Grant and Doug Naylor stepped in to direct the remainder of the series. When the cat shoots the low lister, this marks one of the only occasions in the entire series that one of the main characters intentionally kills someone or kills anyone. Sorry, YouTube. Didn't mean to say that, but hey, that's what happened in the episode. When marveling over the edible pot noodle, Lister references the events of several past episodes, including Future Echoes from 88, Parallel Universe from 88, Backwards from 89, and White Hole 91. All right, there's only 8 more, so let's just go through these real quick. Okay, to achieve the high and low versions interacting with the regular Red Dwarf crew, old techniques of split screens were the order of the day. Doubles for the cast were used, but a large number of shots were created with the, by now, traditional locked-off camera and split screen. Craig Charles did his blue screen scenes to roll on the floor in front of himself. The video effects crew added a hollow whip. The following scenes were cut from the episode. The opening scene was one of several later rewritten and reshot by Rob Grant and Doug Naylor. The dialogue remains similar, although extended with an additional exposition on the triplicator and a few extra jokes. Okay, and there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the first one that was cut was a number of jokes removed for pace. As Starbug is about to, excuse me, is about to crash into the Red Dwarf hangar bay doors, a disrupted Holly says that cargo bay doors is not in her lexicon and that she is very furry. After Red Dwarf is blown up, Lister takes charge of the situation, ordering Crichton to scan the wreckage for anything useful and turn Rimmer's hologram down to minimum power. The cat jokes that if Lister had a different start in life, he could have been Flash Gordon. More time with the High crew. High Cat discusses meditation and selflessness, which the ordinary cat scoffs at. Lister asks the High Lister for a beer, to which High Lister says that it dulls the mind and alters perception of reality, and Lister says that he's counting on it. Another one was as the High crew do their play and express themselves artistically, Cat says that he's going to flush himself out of an airlock. Rimmer says that he doesn't believe there's any part of him that wants to dance like the Highs. Then there's also an extension of the arrival aboard the Low Dwarf. There are piles of maggots in the cargo bay, but they remain unnoticed. The High Crichton spends a bit longer getting shot whilst blessing his assailants, and then he spends a little more time with High Cat discussing how pretty and wonderful the fuse is on the bomb that blows them up, saying that its sparkling gives them hope for the future. Lister, attacking the others whilst under the influence of the Lows, was another section that was filmed again later to improve the feel of the scene and the bazookoid blasting. This episode has no guest cast. Like most alter egos featured, the highs and lows are played by the main cast. The ship explosion was filmed using pyrotechnics and shooting the cameras at 3,000 frames per second. For a few seconds of explosions, the crew got around 20 seconds worth of footage. At one point, the Doctor's TARDIS from Doctor Who in 1963 can be seen parked in the Red Dwarf's landing bay. The shot was originally filmed for Marooned episode in 1989, but was cut from that episode. The working title of this episode was High and Low. Rob Grant and Doug Naylor commented that the script was a tricky episode to shoot. Several scenes had to be reshot, and going back to reshoot caused no end of stress as they rewrote and directed the episode with limited studio time. Scenes were rewritten here and there, and then given to the cast to block out in one take. The episode also reveals that it's possible to disable and indeed hurt a hologram by destroying its light beam. Okay. And here are, let's see, 3, 4. Okay. There are 4 spoilers. So as I've always told everyone that likes to watch, if you do want to put your hands over your ears so you don't have to listen to the spoilers of the episode and you'd like to see it for yourself in the future, please do so at this time. And then when I'm done, I'll just give you the hand signal saying that it's okay. All right, the first spoiler is although the original Red Dwarf is reformed from the high and low versions at the end of the episode, this episode marks the last time to show the interior of Red Dwarf until Series 8. In the next episode, Back to Reality in 1992, the boys from the Dwarf are aboard Starbug, underwater and checking out the sunken SSS Esperanto. During this time, unbeknownst to the Dwarfers, Red Dwarf is stolen by the nanobots, and it will take them 2 series to figure it out. Red Dwarf is then reconstructed, even bettered by the nanobots, who also resurrect the dead crew for Series 8. That is so cool. This is the only time on the entire television series to date in which we see Red Dwarf explode. All right. The BBC visual effects destroyed their only model of Red Dwarf for a sequence in the 5th series episode Demons and Angels, where Crichton's triplicator sets off a chain reaction that destroys the ship. The production team made sure that all model sequences required for the current series were completed beforehand. The ship doesn't appear in the 6th series, the running plot being that of Red Dwarf having been stolen, and only appears in the 7th series as archive footage from earlier episodes. It wasn't until the 8th series that a computer-generated version was used. This was the last episode where their original Red Dwarf appeared, as they destroyed the only model, as it doesn't appear in Series 6, and the CGI models used for Series 7 onwards look different from the original. Okay. Now you can remove your hands from your ears, folks. Okay, let's go to Goofs. Okay, the first 2 are from Continuity. So Lister says he once played pool with planets in reference to the earlier episode White Hole. However, White Hole ends with time being reversed, and Crichton stating that the Red Dwarf crew will have no memory of the episode's events, which means Lister should have no recollection of having played pool with planets. The triplicator was made to resolve the Dwarfers' supply problems, but anything copied has a lifespan of only 1 hour, so how could it have solved the supply problem? Then there is one revealing mistake. In a close-up shot of Lister's axe hitting a control panel at the top of a doorway, the blade bends, revealing that it's made of rubber. Okay. Those are the only 2, or 3. So awesome. Okay. And so now we have quotes. So from now on, I'm just going to let you know the two people involved, and then I'll just read it. So I think that saves time. Okay. Red alert. This is Holly and Rimmer. Root alert. Root alert. An electrical fire has knocked out my voice recognition unicycle. Many Wurlitzers are missing from my database. Abandoned shop. This is not daffodil. Repeat. This is not a daffodil. Well, thankfully Holly's unaffected. And then from the low Rimmer duplicate, I'm going to thrash you within an inch of your life, and then I'm going to have you. And then it's Crichton, Rimmer, and the cat, and it's, Sir, we were so worried. What happened? We were ambushed by a platoon of lows. I was leading a valiant rearguard action. I found him shivering in a box. It was tactical maneuver to outfox the enemy. As was using his uniform as a temporary latrine. And then Lister says, nothing's going to happen. We're just doing it as a precaution. The whole ship's full of fail-safes anyway. Cooling systems, containment panels, vacuum shields. The actual chances of it blowing are about 1 in 1. High Crichton says, the poor wretch. He has a faulty gun. He has accidentally shot me 5 times. Oh, how I love him. Then Rimmer says, nice experiment, guys. What do you do for an encore? Neutron bomb juggling? And then it's between High Lister, High Rimmer, and the regular Rimmer. Have I told you today how much I love thee, brother? How much my heart glimmers like a newborn star when I gaze upon thy beauteous countenance? Thy love refreshes and cleanses me like a babbling mountain stream, brother. What a bunch of losers. And then it's Lister, Crichton, and Lister says, someone get behind me. I'm going to come around behind you now, sir. Okay, Crichton, take me by surprise. I'm coming around behind you to take you by surprise, sir. Well, get on with it. Surprise me. You may get an unpleasant sensation of chloroform. Don't be alarmed. Surprise me now. Here comes my surprise, sir. And then with Crichton and Rimmer, these are our higher selves. These are people who we could have become if all our negative aspects from our characters had been removed. You mean hippies? Sir, you thought Jesus was a hippie. Well, he was. Long hair. He didn't have a job. What more do you want? High Lister says, forgive me, brother. I appear to have stained thy knife end with my blood. 1,000 apologies. High Cat says, I find clothes a distraction from the pursuit of spiritual and intellectual fulfillment. That's weird, because I thought spiritual and intellectual fulfillment are a distraction from the pursuit of clothes. Rimmer says, gentlemen, history beckons. You'll be famous. They'll build your statues. They'll even name towns after you. Dorksville springs instantly to mind. Lister says, I'll tell you one thing. I've been to a parallel universe. I've seen time running backwards. I've played pool with planets, and I've given birth to twins, but I never thought in my entire life I'd taste an edible pot noodle. And then the cat to Crichton says, nice movie collection. Revenge of the Mutant Splat Gore Monster. Die screaming with sharp things in your head. Gore movies. Weapons magazines. This place is a shrine to everything that's low and base. Everything that's designed to sicken the soul and shrivel the spirit. Toasty toppers? Cinema hot dogs? Oh, sweaty kebabs with stringy brown lettuce coming out? Oh, look at this music. Ham in Heaven, Karaoke Crazy. Peter Perfect plays tuneful tunes for elderly ladies. Let's get out of here. And the cat says, see what you did to my blossom? Look at it. Plus, you almost killed me 3 times. That's so cool. Okay. And, of course, the Red Dwarf theme. Let's see. No filming and production. Okay. Alrighty. So let's go back to the beginning here. Okay. Alrighty. And we have 2 likes and 2 people appearing in the room. Thank you and watching continuously. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. That means a lot. It really does. Thank you. Sorry, I'm not feeling my best today. I've been having some problems. It's okay though. I'm getting through this. I'm trying to get through this. Okay, so like I said, I gave this a straight up B. I loved it. It was all right. I mean, you had your opposite polar opposites. The really high people that are like woohoo. In the 1%, like elite of Red Dwarf, and then you got the bottom low people who are the lowest scum you could ever have, and it was funny. I do agree. It was quite hilarious in some parts, but it's not like Back to Reality, which is what we're going to get into next. But I did give it a B grade because I really enjoyed it. So, but then little did I know that this next episode might change the whole concept of what Red Dwarf is about. Are they really on a ship out in the middle of space after 3 million years, or are they actually playing a video game, a virtual reality one at that, called Red Dwarf, in a box? And Cat is known as Dwayne Dibley. Dwayne Dibley? What name is that? And I'm like, oh my God. And you know what? And it was so hilarious. And even at the end, here's the thing, even at the end of the episode, you still don't know. Are they playing the game? Are they doing this other thing? I have no idea. So this just kept me going for a while. But then, of course, like I said, when they reached Series 8 and they had the nanobots that recreated Red Dwarf and stuff, then I realized they were still in space. That what the Despair Squid did was made them think that it was a video game. They were back in reality in Earth, playing this thing and stuff. So, yeah, really weird, right? Yeah. So, anyway, let's go ahead and take a look here at Back to Reality. So, and then, of course, this will end our 6 episodes from season 5. Next week, we'll go into season 6 with episodes 1 and 2. And I'll mention those before we leave. So that'll be next week's. All right. So, here we go. All right. And I already read the plot to that. So, again, Juliet May came in to help with Grant and Naylor. Grant Naylor still wrote it. And in this one, you've got, the normal cast, but there is 2 people I want to take a look at the end of this that I recognize. One is Timothy Spall. He plays Andy. And the other one is Lenny Von Dolan. And Lenny Von Dolan played a cop in this. Now, if you remember, Lenny Von Dolan was in that movie Electric Dreams with Virginia Madsen. And that is a fantastic film. I still love it. I still watch it. So, yeah. So, Timothy and Lenny, we'll take a look at them after this. All right. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the trivia. All right. Okay. This episode features Hattie Hayridge's last appearance in the series, so this was the last time she got to play Holly. According to the Series 5 DVD documentary Heavy Science, the writers had simply run out of ideas for Holly, with Doug Naylor expressing guilt over the fact Hayridge's role in the show was often little more than a few lines. Holly would return to the series at the very end of Series 7 and become a regular for Series 8, but would be played by the character's original actor, Norman Lovett. Nevertheless, Hayridge would stay involved with the fandom and also participate in interviews and commentaries for the DVD releases of her seasons. Very cool. Timothy Spall, who has a guest appearance as Andy, was extremely nervous during shooting because he had never performed in front of a television studio audience before. It took him many takes to say his lines correctly. Robert Llewellyn, who plays Crichton, kept the Cybernautics Division badge as a souvenir. Rob Grant has described this episode as one of his favorites. That was a show I was sort of in the director's chair for, and personally, it's a gob-smackingly good show in terms of R&D shows. Several model shots of the Despair Squid were filmed, but it was decided that they didn't work well. Instead, a superimposed shadow was used to illustrate the squid closing in on Starbug. Okay. There's 15 more, so I'm actually not going to read the other 15. Like I said, if it's 10 or more, that's too much to read. But this is basic general information, which is helpful. background from the IMD people. All right, there is 2 spoilers, so put your hands over your ears, people. All right, this is the first appearance of Dwayne Dibley. And in the real world, Lister's limo is in Bay 47, which also happens to be Red Dwarf's quarantine block. This could be interpreted as a clue that the situation is not all it seems. All right. And you can go ahead and remove your hands from your ears. There's a cameo. Lenny Von Dolan, as I mentioned, the cop in the alternate reality, better known for playing Harold Smith on Twin Peaks. Yes. So that's for Charlotte Nightstar. Yeah. Lenny Von Dolan. He was in a cameo for this. Very cool. All right, let's go to the next, which is goofs. Let's see. Hopefully we don't have too many. I don't think we should, but all right. Okay. It looks like there's only one, and it's a plot hole spoiler. So make sure you guys are having your hands again. Sorry. All right, here we go. The plot hole spoiler goof is when Crichton is explaining how the hallucination caused by the despair squid made each of them suicidal, he says that Rimmer felt he could no longer blame his parents for him being a failure because he now had a rich and important half brother. Yet Rimmer already had 3 brothers who were far more successful than him. Okay, you can remove your hands from your ears. All right. In the quotes, let's see. So the first quote is between Rimmer and Crichton. Crichton, open the next one. Listen, whoever you are, don't push your luck by ordering whoever I am around, because almost certainly, whoever I am not the kind of guy who's going to take any crap from whoever you are. So before you start ordering me around, let's establish if I'm the kind of guy who doesn't mind being ordered around, or if I'm the kind of guy who gets all uptight about being ordered around by whatever the kind of guy you are. All I said was open the next one. And Rimmer still says, this is a nightmare. I'm on the run from the fascist police with a murderer, a mass murderer, and a man in a brie nylon suit. Shirt. Whatever that means. The cat says, what the hell happened to my teeth? I can open beer bottles with my overbite. And then this is between Rimmer, Holly, Crichton, and Lister. Okay. I know that. Emotionally speaking, this isn't the news you want to hear right now, but there's a blob on the sonar scope the size of New Mexico, and it's heading your way. I think our friend the Suicide Squid is about to put in an appearance. Where is it precisely? Directly above you, 2,000 fathoms and diving. Well, thanks a lot, Rimmer. You know the state we're in, and you have to go and give us news like that. You couldn't have lied. I was lying. It's only 1,000 fathoms. Jeez. And the cat and Crichton. Don't fish swim south for the winter? No, that's birds, sir. Birds swim south for the winter? How do they breathe? No, I don't want to be Dwayne Dibley. We can all put our heads together and the bullet could go down the line. Lister and the cat. It's got 3 alternatives. It thinks we're either a threat, food, or mate. It's either going to kill us, eat us, or hump us. Either way, we try to persuade it that we're not that kind of oceanic salvage vessel, or we scarper pronto. And be Diddleback Squid on his first date. Think of how I would be in the morning. Dwayne Dibley. So this is really me? A no-style gimbo with teeth the druids could use as a place of worship? And then Lenny says, halt, or I will fire. Move, voters. Jake Bullitt says, move an inch and I'll crush every bone in your body. You helped an enemy of democracy escape. She was stealing an apple of the people. Bullet, cybernetics. That's traffic control. Kneel, voters, you're under sentence of death. And Lister, Crichton, and Rimmer, and the cat. I'm not listed then? I'm not me, am I? None of us are who we thought we were, sir. This is going to take some getting used to. I'm not Rimmer then? No. I'm not a hologram? I'm not Rimmer? Well, if we're not who we thought we were, who the hell are we? Well, some kind of sad acts who want to spend 4 years playing a computer game, either running away from God knows what, or had nothing worth living for in the first place. And Lister and the cat. Why would I had to kill himself? Kill itself. Why am I even asking that question? Hold it. Hey, I'm getting something. Now, he committed Harry Carey. He committed the other thing. He committed the other thing. And the fish committed the other thing. There's some kind of link there here that I can't quite put my finger on. And an engineer says, blimey, no wonder you only scored 4%. Core, what a bunch of twonks. And then Sebastian Doyle says to Jake, full fascists for a third glorious decade of total law enforcement? Be a government informer. Betray your family and friends. Fabulous prizes to be won. And then the cop says, come out of the shadows, voter. Sebastian says, what's the beef? Did she steal your lunchbox? Many apologies, voter colonel. You know me. Oh, of course, voter colonel. Who am I? You're Colonel Sebastian Doyle, section chief of CGI, head of the Ministry of Alteration. Remind me a little. What do we do at the Ministry of Alteration? You change people, sir. In what way? You change them from being alive people to being dead, to purify democracy. Purify? No. No one has done more to purge the ballot boxes than the voter colonel. So why has he been away for 4 years then? Excuse me, voter colonel, but is this some sort of test? Answer him. Well, the rumor was that you had grown weary of your glorious duties and gone away in secret to renew yourself. Then the engineer says, hang on a minute. Are you seriously telling me you were playing the Pratt version of Rumor for 4 years? Wow. I'll tell you, crazy there. Okay. And, of course, the Red Dwarf theme. Let's see what else we got. Okay. All right. The interiors of the SSS Esperanto were filmed again at the Kempton Park pumping station, Middlesex, England, in the UK. Very cool. All right. Let's take a look at the cast and crew. The two I mentioned. Okay, the first one is Timothy Spall, who played Andy. Now, Timothy Spall in Harry Potter series was Wormtail, I believe. So let me see if I'm right. He is still around. Cool. He was born February 27th, 1957. So last month, he just reached the ripe old age of 68 years old. Very cool. Timothy Leonard Spall is an award-winning classical character actor who was born on February 27, 1957, and raised in London. The son of blue-collar parents, Joseph L. Spall, a postal worker, and Sylvia R., who's Leonard, a hairdresser, his interest in acting happened early, and Spall auditioned and earned a spot with the National Youth Theater. The young actor showed great promise at RADA, where he portrayed the title roles in Macbeth and Othello. And in 1979, he joined the Royal Shakespearean Company. Very cool. He has won one BAFTA award, which is the equivalent of the Academy Awards we just had yesterday. And he won for Best Leading Actor in 2024. It was a BAFTA TV award, and it was called The Sixth Commandment. That is so cool. Plus, he has been nominated for other roles, both on TV and film. Very cool. Alrighty. And he has one nomination, Australian Film Institute. There are many others, but let's see here. Okay, so he was in a movie called Mr. Turner from 2014. He was J.M.W. Turner. In Secrets and Lies movie, he was played in 1996 Maurice. In The Damned United, a movie from 2009, he played Peter Taylor. And in Sweeney Todd, which featured Johnny Depp and, of course, Helena Bonham Carter, which is the demon barber of Fleet Street, he played Beetle in that in 2007. And I want to see if I was right. I'm going to look at his credits here and see if I was right that he played Wormtail in the other thing. So I have to go back a while here for Harry Potter. Yes. So he was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2. He played Wormtail in that. That is so cool. And of course, he was in the other ones too. So when he first appeared, so that was Timothy Spall. That is so cool. I knew I'd recognized him. All right. Now we'll go back and okay, so we'll go back here and we'll look at Lenny Von Dolan for the episode. So we're just going back here real quick. Yeah, I'm really glad that I did this the last two today because this one was fantastic. Loved Back to Reality. One of the best episodes they ever did. Okay. Okay, unfortunately, we did lose Lenny Von Dolan. Sorry. Rest in peace. He died in 2022, so about 3 years ago. He was born December 22nd, 1958, and he died July 5th, 2022, at the age of 63. That's a shame. I really miss the guy. Lenny Von Dolan was born in Augusta, Georgia. As a child, he wished to become a jockey, but grew too tall for his dream. He graduated from the University of Texas, Austin, and majored in drama at Loretto Heights College. His film debut was in the Academy Award-winning Tender Mercies in 1983, starring Robert Duvall, written by Horton Foote, and directed by Bruce Beresford. Beresford. From that performance, he was given the leading role in MGM-UA's Electric Dreams in 1984, and other starring roles quickly followed. That is so cool. Okay, and as we all know him from Twin Peaks, he was Harold Smith in the Twin Peaks movie Fire Walk with Me from 1992. He was also in Home Alone 3. He played Burton Jernigan, from 1997. Of course, like I said, he played Miles in Electric Dreams in 1984. Virginia Madsen was his honey that he fell in love with, his neighbor who was very, classically trained musician. And, of course, the computer voice played by Wally Cox. And then he was in a movie in 2007 called Teeth. He played Bill, Dawn's stepfather. That must be a horror film, maybe. Yeah. Okay. And the last thing he worked in was a movie called Sallywood from last year, 2024. So posthumous. He played Dave in that. And his last one in 2022, before he died, it was a short film called Creator, and he played Dr. Richard Cooper. Wow. Very cool. So we did lose Lenny Von Dolan. Sorry to hear that. Okay. Oh, it's rated very high for me. Alrighty. And we got 4 likes. Yay. And we got 3 people watching. And first in the box today is Accounting Sheep. That is awesome. Yes, that bronze swimming certificate and silver swimming certificate really came in handy this episode. Yes, totally. And let's see. Accounting Sheep said just stopped in to say hi, back to work. Thank you, Accounting Sheep. Much appreciated. And look, it's Devil Flyer with momentum. He says, "Hail, Mikey." And he says, "Go Jays." Oh, thank you. Yes, I like the Blue Jays. As I've always said, any enemy of the New York Yankees or the Los Angeles Dodgers, who between them have probably won more World Series titles than anybody else, I like them. I like anybody that doesn't like the Yankees or the Dodgers. So from either coast. So Devil Flyer, thank you, and welcome to our MikeySuzeFour channel. I don't recognize you offhand. Maybe I've seen you before and just haven't really noticed. But I'm glad you're here. So thank you. All right. So let's let you folks know what's going on in the future, starting on season 6 next week. Okay. So season 6, episode 1 and starts with an episode called Sirens, which the way they spell it is with the word sirens adding a P at the beginning, capital P. So, Sirens. And the episode aired October 7th, 1993. So they had some time off after Back to Reality, came back, and then they started filming again in 93. And then season 6, episode 2 is called Legion. And Legion is rated very high. I really liked it too. And there was a different director that worked on the episode. So, yes. So, those will be the next 2 episodes for next week. Now, don't forget, um, on this coming Saturday, which is, I believe, March 8th. Yes. So, on March 8th, we will be doing our very next Star Trek fan film with our select panel, you know, for what is called Star Trek The Requiem, which is a sequel directly to Star Trek Renegades. And that will be at 1 p.m. Eastern this coming Saturday. So I will have the movie out to my select panelists for that movie, which was co-directed by both Tim Russ, who played Tuvok in Voyager, and of course Chekhov, who came from TOS as the Walter Koenig. So it should be really good. And it only just recently came back to YouTube. I think it was only a couple months. No, not even months. It's been like a few weeks. It came back to YouTube. But the movie itself, the fan film, is originally from 2017. And like I said, it followed right after Renegade. So it was done well. Gary Graham was there again. Yeah, who played you know, the Vulcan in the Enterprise series, Saval and other things. So I mean, yes, that was really good, and so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, that'll be this Saturday. Now there are 2 events coming up this week. Remember, if you're a Christian or Roman Catholic, your Ash Wednesday will start at midnight on this coming Wednesday, May 5th. So make sure that you get all of your other moments and your attributes and things in life done, because then you have to give up one for the Lenten season. If you're not obligated, okay? I'm going to say that right up front. You're not obligated to give up anything. But if you feel like you want to, like for myself and my wife, we're going to give up chocolate. That's going to be very difficult. We tried that once. Well, and we did succeed, barely though. Like we had to get a lot of chocolate for that. So, yes. So that's what we're going to give up this year as our one thing to sacrifice. And then on Sunday, just after 2 a.m., our time here Eastern, that's when daylight uh, saving time begins and we move forward. So our timing will move forward. So if there's any weird time frames and things I go through the following week, that's why. Because I hate daylight savings time. I cannot stand it. And Arizona and Hawaii are the only 2 states to give it up and say, screw it, we're not doing DST. So I wish there were more places that would do that. Honestly, really. Okay, so uh, that's it for today as far as Red Dwarf is concerned. Tomorrow, of course, we will be covering the episode from TOS. And you know what? Let me see what that is, and I'll mention that too real quick. There we go. Yeah. Now, last week we did the 2-part series, or the 2-part episode, The Menagerie. That was from season 1, and it was episodes 11 and 12. So let me take a look here and see which one episode we're working on tomorrow. Let's see here. Okay. From season 1. All right. Okay. That's one of my favorite episodes. The Conscience of the King, where while Captain Kirk investigates whether an actor is actually a presumed dead mass murderer, a mysterious assailant is killing people who could identify the fugitive. And that has, Riley. And yes, so The Conscience of the King, That is season 1, episode 13, and we will be covering that episode, which came out Thursday, December 8th, 1966. And currently, over 4,500 people have rated it a 7.1 out of 10. Well, that sounds like a C grade, but for me, it's going to be rated a little bit higher. It's still a very good episode. So that is what we will cover tomorrow here on the MikeySuzeFour weekly webcam series. Yes, yes, yes. That'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so in the meantime, let's go ahead and do a quick prayer. So, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, dear Lord, thank you for everything we do in life, and thank you for having us together to do these moments that are so much fun and do promote some semblance of you know calmness, peacefulness, and reality, and it's great. And I love it. I want to pray for everybody that's in the chat. I also want to pray for all of my friends. You know them very well, Lord, in my heart. You know who they are. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers all the time. For our patron saints, Saint Suzanne and Saint Michael the Archangel, who's the defender of heaven, and pray for us and for God our Father, and for his Son, Jesus Christ, and for the Holy Spirit, and for the Blessed Virgin Mary, the Most Blessed Virgin Mary, pray for us. We ask you for all these things in your name, Lord. Amen and amen. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. So thank you. And thank you, Devil Flyer and Accounting Sheep, for being here today. And Devil Flyer, if you did subscribe, thank you, appreciate it. We only need if he's got if you've got your subscription in there, thank you. Then we only need 6 more to get to the 250 mark. So we would have 244, and we only need 6 more to get to 250. And when we do reach 250, we will do a special live stream with a few select panel people, from the family, to be with us, and people we know very well. And we'll celebrate 250 subscribers. It doesn't seem like a lot because I know some friends of mine have over. Wow, I mean, there's one person I know who has almost 10,000. He's not really a friend, but I mean, but he's part of the community, and he has almost 10,000. So yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Accounting Sheep says, especially prayers. Yes, for some of those same friends. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. And by the way, Accounting Sheep is a great supporter of our Charlotte Night Star, the Werewolf. She does podcasts, she does watch parties with some of us, and I'm blessed to be one of the few co-hosts that help her. So, and Accounting Sheep is wonderful. So, Accounting Sheep, make sure you go to his channel, make sure you support him, give him a thumbs up, and subscribe to his channel. And Devil Flyer, let me take a look here. I just want to see what your channel looks like. Okay. Ooh, Gothic. According to this, he has over 1,800 videos. Wow. That's amazing, dude. It looks like I've already subscribed to you. So cool. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. And he's one of the best. I'm reading verbatim from what he says here. Welcome to one of the best CG YouTube sites, interviews, and comics and pop culture. Everything. So for Devil Flyer Momentum, make sure that you go to his channel, make sure you add to his subscriptions, and check out his channel. It looks very cool. And yeah, and Devil Flyer Momentum, continue to visit us a couple more times, and I can go ahead and give you a Blue Reggie. Yeah, so I can make you one of our standard mods here in the growing community of MikeySuzeFour's family. So, yeah, please keep on coming by, checking out these weekly webcam shows that I do. Okay, so tomorrow, TOS, Wednesday, 2 more episodes. Those would be episode 11 and episode 12 of season 3 from the Greatest American Hero, which we're almost done with. And like I said, we'll go right to Get Smart, episodes 1 and 2 from season 1 in black and white, uh, starting on March 19th at 1 p.m. Eastern. And also, don't forget, we have episodes 11 and 12 from season 3 of the A Team on Thursday, also at 1 p.m. Eastern. And last but not least, March 17th is my friend, longtime friend, 48 years, Larry, who works with Be Yourself Adventures. And I've been trying to ask him if he wants to do a live simulcast stream, which would feature his channel, my channel. I would like Gorilla to also add his in there and Sif Dan to enter his. So we can have all four of us just go ahead and do a wonderful tribute to a wonderful man that I've known as a great friend for all those years, Larry. So, yeah, let's make sure we do something special for Larry on March 17th. That is on a Monday. So, I'm not sure what time we'll set up yet, but we are going to try to make some plans for that. So, and like I said, this Saturday we have we're doing Star Trek: The Requiem fan film, and then remember we do Star Wars fan films as well. So the following week we have this one idea that came from a YouTube channel called Star Wars Theory, and in it was called Darth Maul Apprentice, and we are going to check that one out. We'll see if we can get it to look at it, watch it, and then of course. If it's desirable enough, I will go ahead and set it up as our next Star Wars fan film, which I believe is going to come up on the 15th of March. Yeah. So that's when, at 1 p.m. Eastern. So that's when we plan for that. So that's all the plans we've got right now. We got 5 people that liked our channel today. When I add it, it'll be 6. When my wife puts it in, I'm sure it'll be 7. My lucky number. That's cool. I got 4 people still watching. So Accounting Sheep and Devil Flyer Momentum, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being participants in watching the Red Dwarf episode reviews. And hope you can return tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern to watch TOS as we go over the Conscience of the King. And then, of course, TGAH on Wednesday and the A-Team on Thursday. So until then, as we always like to say, Larry says, always be yourself. My wife, who is a Universal Life Church minister, always says, leave everything in God's hands. And of course, our meme for this channel is always expect the unexpected, everybody. Or everyone. We use either one. It works. It's everybody. And of course, I also like to say, on behalf of Gene Siskel of the Chicago Tribune, who now has joined, well, he went first, and then Roger Ebert apparently joined him. And let's see when he joined him. Curious and curious. Let's see here. When did he join the fold? Let's see. Roger Ebert. There he is. Okay, Roger Ebert did pass away in 2013. You know, all this time, well, you know what? In an alternate reality, he might have been alive. I don't know. But yeah, he died at the age of 70 on April 4th, 2013. I am sorry to hear that. But he was nominated for 7 Primetime Emmys. So he was a pretty good critic. But I think Gene Siskel, and let's take a look at Gene. I'm curious now. I just want to see how long he's been gone. Okay, yeah. Gene Siskel we lost at the turn of the century. So going into the 21st century, just before he died at the age of 53. That's really early. I mean, February 20th of 1999, and yeah, I mean just before the year 2000. So I guess that Ebert was sad without him. Still lasted for 13 years. Then he's gone. Wow. So that's amazing. Gene Siskel. He also was nominated for the same 7 Primetime Emmys. Siskel and Ebert were a big deal back then. Siskel was with the Tribune. Ebert was with the Chicago Sun-Times. Yeah. But the one thing I always like to say is the aisle is now closed. That's what Gene Siskel always said because it stuck in my memory, watching Siskel and Ebert at the movies. So that always stuck in my head. That's where that phrase comes from. So now you guys have learned a bit more new information about how we run things here at MikeySuzeFour. And now you know. So, God bless America. God bless Canada. God bless the entire freaking world we live in. And of course, as we always say at the very end, peace from MikeySuzeFour. So, everyone take care of yourselves. It was good to see you both, gentlemen. Thank you for being in the chat today, as always. And we'll see you tomorrow for TOS Conscience of the King from Season 1. Have fun, everybody. Oh, and be safe today.